In this video, we're going to cover 3 ways to close more clients without needing more sales skills. And whether you're already closing more clients and want to get even more, or if you're having a hard time closing clients, this video is going to show you how you're able to close more of them, like I said, without needing more sales skills. If we haven't met, my name's Daniel Schulte. I started this channel to help our viewers attract and acquire affluent clients on a regular basis. And with that being said, let's dive right in. So I'm going to keep this video very short, sweet, and to the point. The first thing is having a better mousetrap or a better process. So I work with a lot of tax planning clients who essentially are able to save business owners, real estate investors, high income W-2 a lot on their taxes. And for the most part, what most of them do is they go out and they, take a sales call and they basically quote the person anywhere from $5,000 to $40,000 for a tax plan. But also what most of them do is in order to come up with that number, they actually have to look at somebody's tax return to be able to see what they're doing. And 9 times out of 10, most of them are doing that absolutely free, okay? And so I had one client who came to me and was like, hey, I'm selling a few tax plans, but what would you recommend that I do differently? And I was like, well, they don't really know that the industry as a whole reviews tax returns for free. And if you can get that first dollar across the line, it's a whole lot easier to get the second dollar. So why don't you go ahead and start charging for someone's tax return to get reviewed, and then take whatever you charge them and use that as a credit towards the actual tax plan. Because again, the hardest sale to make is the first one. And once somebody gives you that money, it's a lot easier for them to go ahead and hire you for the full tax plan than it is to go with somebody else, especially with the time commitment that they've involved with that. That's the first thing that I would recommend. Is there a different mousetrap, a better mousetrap or process that you can use to make sure that you're getting as many clients as possible? The second thing is improving or completely scrapping and coming up with a different offer. Again, most of the clients that I work with who offer tax planning, they're just selling tax planning as a commodity. So whether the potential client goes with that tax planner or a different tax planner, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day because they're all offering the same thing. So it becomes a commodity and it becomes a race to the bottom. I remember I had a buddy of mine who he wanted to get the cheapest gas in town. He didn't care where he got it from, right? And he just wanted it to be the cheapest. So he would go and he would look at all the different gas stations because, again, all the gas stations sell the exact same gas. And he would look at which one was the cheapest and that's where he would go. So if you're selling the exact same offer as everybody else, then at the end of the day, they're going to be price shopping unless you can create a better offer. So 3 things that you can do to create a better offer. The first one is going to be your USP or your unique mechanism or framework. What's different about how you do tax planning versus everybody else on the street? To give you a quick example, there was a famous marketer who got hired by Schlitz Beer to come in and help them claim dominance in the beer market. And he came in, he was there for like 2 weeks, and at the end of the 2 weeks, he came in and he said, hey, I think what you need to do is you need to tell people how the beer is brewed, how you make the beer. And they looked at the marketer and they said, well, everybody brews their beer the exact same way. And he says, yes, but only the brewers know that. Nobody who buys the beer knows how you brew it. So by telling them, you'll be the first one that tells them about it, and it will seem completely new, even though it's what you do every single day and what every other company does. So that's my first tip is, can you come up with a unique framework or unique mechanism in which differentiates you from everything else on the market? The second thing is, can you add some type of risk reversal, right? So if you're able to do some type of money back guarantee or any type of risk reversal, whether it's conditional or just 100% money back guarantee, that's pretty much proven to increase the conversion of an offer anywhere from like 2 to 5 times how many people sign up. And if you do the math in terms of like, okay, let's say we do get some refunds, typically, most of the time, it's still going to be a net positive even if people take you up on those refunds. But the other thing to think about is that 99% of the time is the consumer is going to be protected by some type of consumer protection agency, right? So if they don't get what they bought, there are agencies out there who will make sure that they get what they bought, whether you like it or not. So 9 times out of 10, I highly recommend adding some type of risk reversal, especially if you already have one and you're not telling people about it. Something super easy to do is just start telling people about that risk reversal that you already offer. And the last thing I would think about in terms of having an offer is if somebody's going to work with your company, especially if you're like a tax planner or a financial advisor, right? There's probably other companies that you will have to refer them to. So something that you can do is you can reach out to these partners and say, hey, look, I'm going to be sending you people on a consistent basis. Is there any way we can work out a pre-negotiated discount for when they come to you? That way, if somebody comes in and they're like, yeah, you're going to get a tax plan, but by the way, you'll also get a $2,000 credit to a trust, an estate attorney who will help you put together a trust on our behalf, and we've already pre-negotiated that for you. That's something that you can do where you don't even have to create additional products, you don't have to create additional information, but it is something that's probably going to happen down the line that you can leverage your partnership with to add into your offer. And another thing that you can do is not only negotiate a discount, but you can also negotiate some type of kickback that they get you for referring your customer to them, since you're the one incurring that acquisition cost from paid ads. The third way to close more deals without more sales skills is leveraging marketing to take care of the selling for you. If I had to guess, when someone comes on for a sales demo or a free consultation, whatever you call it, 90% of the sales presentation is probably able to be canned and cloned. And what I mean by that is you're probably saying the same thing over and over and over and over again. And about 10% of the sales presentation is what's actually customized. So what you can do is take that 90% and you can create content that answers frequently asked questions. Or you can take content and wrap it around things that they would need to know after they hop on a sales call with you anyway. Like, what are certain tax planning strategies, or what's the difference between tax prep and tax planning, or what makes you unique. And you can leverage that content before somebody ever hops on the call with you. So instead of someone needing to go from here, which is completely cold, to here, which is a hot client, you can leverage the content to move them along without you having to do any manual labor to get them closer to the finish line. So by the time they actually talk with you on the sales call, they are informed, they're warmed up, they trust you, and most likely like you. If not, they'll probably cancel the call, and you can leverage your content to do that selling for you. It's just like a movie, right? Every time you watch the movie, it's the exact same script, the exact same plot, right? And the actors only had to film it one time, and now it literally lives on forever. And you're able to do that exact same thing with the content and then leverage it to help you make sales before somebody ever hops on the sales call. So hope you got a ton of value from this video. Again, those are the 3 ways to get more clients without needing more sales skills. The first one is to have a better mousetrap. The second one is to create an irresistible offer. And then the third way is to leverage content to do the selling for you. That way you can focus more time on closing, less time on selling. Again, my name is Daniel with Wealthy Clients. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. That way you get notified anytime we drop content like this, and I'll see you on the next one.